inside. You will see the light inside. But we cannot sing the entire thing. They're gonna know the intro song before we actually launch it. Anyways, hi everyone, welcome to RGTV in this special episode of Inside. So as you all have requested for it, now we're launching our English series, and the very first episode is titled Coming to America, where we're going to be able to share with our guests our experience as immigrants living in the United States. But before then, I think Ines has something for us.
Stay tuned, we have a surprise for you.
At the end or at the beginning? But where you going? Why are you leaving me? Welcome inside. Okay, so as you all know, this is our very first episode of our English series, and today we're going to talk about coming to America with our magnificent guest that we have here on the show. But before anyone else, I still have to greet someone who's special to me. Hi, Ines.
Hi, Divine.
How are you?
I'm good.
Ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, so I would like for all of you to introduce yourselves to the people watching so that they can get to know you. So I'm going to start on this side.
Hi everyone, my name is Jessica. I was born in Congo, lived in America since a while. And I currently have a talk show. It's called Exodus Talk Show, so you guys should definitely follow it. And yeah.
Okay, and next?
And I'm Anna, a student at the University of North Texas with a major in criminal justice and a minor in rehabilitation study. I'm also a hairstylist, so hit me up for your hair.
Ty, were you distracting her? Okay. You next.
Oh, so actually, yes, I'm Ty Lee, but people call me Ty Voice, and you can just call me Ty. And yeah, I'm one of the members of Gen Talk Show. Yeah.
Which we love, by the way. And
Gen Talk.
Hi everyone, my name is Chris Kalala. I'm a student at UTA. I go for construction management, so I also work as a project manager. So yeah, that's what I do.
It's pretty cool.
So Anna, when did you move to America?
2010.
2010. You just
2006.
Ty?
2019.
You?
2017.
18?
2013. So, our baby!
Yeah! No, let's get something together. I ain't their baby.
So, what was your experience?
My plane was reported. That's what.
So, what was your experience whenever you came here?
Guys, my experience was, I must say, was like a bad one. I'm just gonna like improvise and everything. So, back in Africa, like before we came to America, like a couple months before, my dad was like, hey, y'all getting ready to come here, so I'm gonna get y'all like a teacher to teach y'all English or whatever. And it was like, cool, man, okay. The teacher was coming at home every time, like I wouldn't go out because like 6 p.m. that dude is at home teaching us English. I was really, man, I was into it, you know what I mean? Man, the day of the play, man, we literally traveling and everything. We left Congo, first country in Africa, man, they speak English over there. I'm over there like, they're talking English, I'm like, damn. I don't understand a damn thing. I'm like, what y'all saying over here? My mom in the back, y'all know African mom. I'm like, what are you asking me for? Oh no.
Oh Lord.
Yes.
It was just like, it was crazy for me because of like the English. It was like most of the bad experience I had, it was just about the language. Just switching out from that French to English. And then, man, the vote was like so long. It was 8 hours long.
Yeah, but I kind of have the same experience as well because when I got here, I was learning English back at home, but I'll tell you the English in Congo, and here is different. So when I got here at the airport, so that lady was literally singing, right? Like, blah, 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 blah. So that's what I was like, wait, is she speaking or she's singing? I'm like, can you repeat, please?
Yes.
Like, blah, 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 blah. Hey, it was like 2 weeks straight. With no English, I was not talking to anybody because, like, I suck, you know. So yeah.
What about you, Anna?
Yeah, I kind of like the same experience, but except it wasn't for us. It was my dad who spoke the English, so we kind of were dependent on him. We would be like, what are they saying? He was like, I don't even understand what they're saying because their English is so different. And the funny thing is, despite him being the first one to know English in our family, we know more English than him. And sometimes he looks at us like, I don't understand that. How do y'all know better English than me? Yeah.
What about you, Jessica?
So I learned English when I was like 5. So I I already
Wow.
speak English. I'm sorry, guys.
Wow, I feel offended. I'm offended. Like, okay.
She's actually like the
Whatever.
Like, no
I'm
cap.
sorry,
struggle?
I can't relate. No, but I struggled in South Africa because
How?
that's where I learned
in South
English.
Africa, okay.
Yeah, so I was already speaking English for like 3 years. So by the time I came here, you know, it was easy for me. So
Oh, that's good.
I'm sorry that you guys had to go through that.
Okay, me, when it comes to my experience, like, they asked me if I needed to learn English. I told them absolutely not. You know, I have like hundreds in my English class, and I'll be doing good in school. And then I came here and I realized that British English and American English are nothing alike. And you can be good at a language in school, not in real life. So that was pretty much it.
Yeah. So for me, it was English too, because when I came here, so I had a problem, not just English, because all of you, it's English, but the problem it was to be accustomed about everything in America, because in Africa it's really different. And when you come here, they have some system who are really different. So that was my biggest problem, but
I mean,
Yeah.
So what are we talking about next?
so why did you come in America, guys?
My dad forced me. I didn't want to
So you
move.
pushing the suitcase for you to come here?
But I ain't gonna say that. I wanted Woody to be here because I'm just saying.
I mean, it's the land of
Yeah.
the free.
Coming over here was just like a life changing. So
So I think that's a good question because I believe not many people, you know, ask themselves that question, you know. So people act like coming here is just random, you know. There's so many things to do here. There's so many opportunities, you know, compared where we're from. So I believe, and I think so many people don't ask themselves that question. What am I doing here? So because when you ask yourself that question, you literally can answer yourself and do what you like, you know? So that's what this country is about, you know? You ask that question, you answer yourself, then you go for it, you know? And that's what I like about this country as well. So when I asked myself that question, you know, I was like, I gotta go to school, you know, because that's one of the safest ways to be successful in life. And if I don't change my major, you know, after, but yes, you know, I asked myself that question and I'll tell people that I came here for school, you know, because there's better education, you know, things are kind of upgraded compared to where we're from. So yes, that's what I'm here
What
for.
about you, Jessica?
Honestly, wow, that's what Chris is saying is so true. Like, I think I only truly realized like my purpose of being here like after I got saved. Like when people would ask me that before, like the first thing I thought was, okay, like I came here because my parents lived here and it was for better opportunities. But like now that I'm getting older, I'm starting to see that like God planned for this to happen.
Right.
You know, like I was just telling Divine earlier.
Amen.
It's a blessing for actually all of us to come here
That's right.
and to hopefully someday come together and do some ministry for our country.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, that's
So.
Yeah, kind of like what she said, like it was just a plan that God had, because I remember at the age of 6, my mom, she went through like a very difficult time and my dad was not there. So it was just me, my mom, and my sister. And I actually went to her and I began to prophesy for her and tell her that we're not going to be here anymore. We're going to be somewhere else. And the funny thing is, like, right when I told her that, when I turned 7, the same thing that I told her is exactly what happened. So it was exactly what God planned. So it was
Amen.
That's
Prophesy. Prophesy.
yeah, it was just the plan of God, you know.
Really?
Yeah.
You?
I think I would say the same like Anna say. It was a plan of God because I had a dream that God was saying, you'll go to America. And for me, when we start, so when God tell me, you guys will go to America and I see you being there and start something new there. So that's it.
I hope you're enjoying it, right?
You're enjoying that something new. Where you find that?
Okay, so but like, how easy was it for y'all to like assimilate the new culture? Because we have to remember that we're all Africans. Preacher's kid over there, religious parents over here, I don't know who had like chill parents, but that was not my case. But how easy was it for y'all to assimilate the culture? I'm gonna start with Anna.
It was not easy at all because when you go to school, you have a different culture, and when you come back home, you have a different culture. So like at school, you're learning different things, but when you come back home, you know African parents, and that of Congolese, don't bring me that American stuff. They remind you that thing.
English.
They remind you that thing each and every single day. Like they will always tell you, this is not an American house, this is a Congolese house. So it's kind of difficult trying to figure out how to like balance it and make sure that I was doing what I was supposed to do, you know? Yeah.
What about you, Ty?
So, this is what I can say. The culture was, there's a really big difference. And I had to, I'm going to say this, right? When I came to America, American culture really affect me. When I say affect me, like it affect me, like 100% affect me.
I can tell.
And I start by messing up myself. And then, so I'm going to say like, it wasn't easy, but I had to learn. Like the guy say, like Chris said right here, Chris said, we don't just see this country just like we're here for here. And now I had to understand what was my purpose for being here. And then when I understand what was my purpose for being here, so I choose now, do I want to be like everybody or I want to be me?
Exactly.
That's what I had from that.
And what about you, Chris?
So, okay, my experience is kind of different. I came here, I was with my cousin and my aunt, so my mom's cousin. So I was kind of protected first, you know. She's type of person, she was like, she won't let you go out, she won't let you, you know, be late, she won't let you hang out with your friends and stuff like that. She was like, to protecting me, you know, overprotecting me. And she was like, hey, Moko is our boy, you know, Moko is my mama, So, for my first 3 years, I didn't really, you know, like enjoy or just exposed to that culture because I'll go to work, so that was something new. So, it was like going to work because I was not, you know, I'm not used to go to work. And from my country, you know, they do everything for me. So here's like you go to work, you go to school, then you need to be a kid at home as well. So that was kind of hard. And then that's like the first part of my life. And there's the other side of just being yourself, you know. And I think when you were living with your parents or your family member, and when you live by yourself, it's different. So my experience pretty much is the Americans' culture really tend to make you independent, where you kind of take care of everything, you know, of yourself. So let's say when you go out from your parents' house, you gotta pay your bill. Let's say your car insurance and stuff like that. So if you're not used to that type of life, or if you're not responsible, this country will make you responsible.
That's right. Yeah, at a young age too. At a young age too.
It's something you're not gonna have it here.
Yeah, and it's something I learned here. Another aspect of that, it was with money. So back in Congo, you know, I was not working. You know, I was not making $500 a month or whatever. So having money kind of make me feel myself. You know, I buy expensive stuff. You know. I get whatever I want, and sometimes you get rude, you know, when you make money. So I had to kind of just fix myself to where I had to, you know, not make my money handle me, but me handling my money. So it's like not letting money affect my life, you know, me affecting my money because I'm the one who's making money. So I think that's one of the, you know, one of the biggest change here. And I become really responsible because now I pay my bills for myself. You know? Push me to do that, so you know.
Yeah, like coming to America was okay. So as a kid, it wasn't as challenging because you know I'm in the second grade. I'm going outside to play. My parents were actually the kind of parents they wanted me to adapt to the culture, so they were trying to understand the culture and they wanted me to adapt to it. So even if I came back home and I was different to my parents, it was like, okay, this is good. But when it came down to manners, obviously they were like, no, we're not tolerating this. Fast forward, I really want to get into this, but fast forward, I actually moved back to Congo at the age of 14.
How was it?
Oh, that's what I'm getting to. So can you just imagine like leaving Congo at 5, coming back at 14? It was totally like it was a culture shock for me.
Right.
Because when I'm in America, I feel like, oh my gosh, like I'm
do this, I can
African,
do
right?
that.
Now I move back to Congo, and now in Congo they think I'm American, and I'm like, no, I was born here, and everybody's like, no, and then they're like talking about me in French and stuff. They're like, oh, she doesn't understand, and I'm just like, wow. So I come back at 18, and that's another culture shock for me, because it's so weird. Because like when I'm in America, I miss Congo. When I'm in Congo, I miss America. And at the age of 18, that is actually when I gave my life to Christ, because like Chris said,
it was in Congo.
I was raised as a Catholic, but
me too.
But then I truly understood Jesus here, like when I gave my life to Christ at 18, because like Chris mentioned, like when you come to America and let's say you're 18, you really learn. Dang, like people are not gonna do things for me. Like I don't have la bonne, right? Or the cook, or the guy who's gonna open the gate for me. It's not like that here, you know. And a lot of people in Congo, they think that when you're here, you're living lives, you know. But they don't understand. You have to hustle to live here.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what depression was until I came to America. I'm not even gonna
preach.
Actually,
that's so you said that your parents. Sorry, not to cut you off. But you were saying that your parents let you assimilate to the culture, so that means that they let you dress up for Halloween.
My birthday.
My mother would kill me. I did it one time, and she was like, "I will kick you out my house." Mandogi.
Because here's the thing, y'all seem to be having like, y'all seem to have like a very fancy life in Africa. I come from a modest family, so pretty much how I was raised with my mom and dad and my sister. And my parents were strict and religious. So coming here to America, okay, let me just do a quick recap of my life. So my parents left Congo in '99 when I was born. So I've never got the opportunity to be Congolese. Now I'm raised in Ivory Coast. I speak French, I have the accent, I go to school over there, I have friends over there. But they remind me by my last name that I'm not Ivorian. So I tell myself whenever I come to the land of the free, I will get to be like, to have a nationality and be like the people there, and they will accept me. Now I come to America and I'm the girl with the accent who's not American. I don't have a boyfriend, I don't sneak out, I don't drink, I don't smoke. And then I'm like, okay, so I'm trying to bring that lifestyle, not smoking and drinking, but like just being American. But like my parents are like stopping me, no, you will not be an American in this house. And then like I go to college, and I'm like, that's when I actually also truly gave my life to Christ. I'm like, oh, okay, I guess I'm not going to be an American anymore. So it's like, I'm just going to be living here. So to me, it was like really hard to assimilate to the culture, in the sense that I was always looking to appropriate a culture to myself, but because I never had one. Y'all come from Congo, you're born there, your parents are there. But me, it's like I've never really had like a home country. So now I'm like, I'm just a citizen of the world. That's what I feel like. What happened, Ty?
And then like most of us here are Christian, right? And then sometimes I say about that is so actually I accepted Christ when I was in Congo, right? Well, I think back in the age of 11, that's when I really learned who was Jesus. And I really learned who was God and what God did for me in my life. And then just growing up like that, coming to America really switched me out from really putting Jesus on the side. So really I was like, man, now I feel cool. I'm like,
Did you also make the prayer, oh God, if you send me to America, I will serve you, and then you come to America, you're like, well,
man, that was my dream. Lily, I'm gonna tell you all this, I'm just gonna recap it. Like I did, the church I was singing, right? I was a singer, like the main singer of the church, and in the age of 16.
Wow.
I was literally singing with people who were like 24. And that was the leader of the whole team.
And that rarely happens in Congo.
Whenever I sang on that event, it was the 30th of March. The 30th of March. I'm literally traveling out of the country the next day, the 1st of April. And then I sing at this event, it was on a Sunday. And then after I finished singing, went down. The prophet that was in there, he told me, he said, this brother right here, y'all ain't gonna see no more.
Wow.
He said, y'all not gonna see this brother anymore. And then coming with that thing in my mind, coming over here was just a shock with me, because I was like, I'm over here in America, but I'm like, God, I was over there, I had people already. My music was going already good. Like, I had people was like worshiping with me, but here I don't have nobody. What are you trying to do with me right now? And then just not having those people around me shocked me to the point that I didn't even pray anymore, didn't even want to go to church to sing anymore, didn't want to do none of that. I was just going over there, and I'm like, man, I'm American too. everything. When I say this, I'm saying this because the bad decision I made was almost about to catch me, and I wouldn't be this person I am right now. And a lot of the friends that I came in America with, I'm not saying nothing bad about them, but there's a difference. Every time they sit out, they always say, this guy is built different. Yeah. Because I was the guy, she knows. Even we know, she knows what I'm talking about. Like, I wasn't this guy y'all see today. 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I had to learn, my dad told me this, now you have to learn who you are.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So since we're talking about it, like, because we're all Christians here. So how is it, I'm going to start with Anna because she's our PK and I wanted to have a preacher's kid on the set. Come on, but not today. So like, how hard is it to be a Christian in America?
It's very hard.
I'm not gonna
It's
lie.
like, I don't know, like in Congo, you want to serve God. Like you have that desire. You don't even mind walking 2 hours, even without shoes. You will walk just to go to church. But in America, we become lazy to serve God. To where like we wake up late and we get ready late. We arrive at church like 30 minutes late. And it's an everyday thing. It's not that it's just like the culture and the way that it's designed. Like everybody says, I'm busy. I'm busy. Like that's like a word that is like a national anthem. Yeah, and people are exactly like you have people who they're just like sleep because most of the people they work at night, so when waking up in the morning is a difficulty for them. And even it comes to church. But in Congo, people don't mind sacrificing. Like even if they went to work late, they will wake up in the morning just to go praise God. You know, so it's very hard. But I think it's also just like the will to do it is what makes it different.
So do you think?
Oh, sorry.
No, I just wanted to.
I haven't even heard her talk.
As a preacher's kid, do you think it's easier or harder?
I would say it's okay. As a preacher's, As a preacher's kid, it's both easy and hard because you have to be a certain way. Like you know how like as a preacher's kid, you can't do anything wrong. When you do something wrong, oh man, that child's pastor, look at what they did. Or like there will be people calling my mom say, oh, I saw your daughter out with people at Walmart. So like I know I'm so serious. Like I can't even go somewhere without somebody calling my mom like, oh, I saw your daughter. She's getting tacos with this dude. Like I wasn't even there. And like also that was like I'm at university sleeping. Someone calls my mom, oh, your daughter's over here. I'm like, but I'm not even there. So it's both easy and hard. The easy part is that like the fact that your parents do keep you intact. Like they'll make sure, hey, like what you doing, girl, you better stop. But it's hard because you have to uphold a certain standard.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
what about you, Chris? How easy is it for you to be a Christian in America?
Well, that's a good question. So I like to talk about the transition, right? So there's like a transition where I was in a family to myself. So it's kind of big of a deal. From being, gathered and, just, come 11 p.m., come after 12 p.m., stuff like that. Wow, it's hard, naturally. Yeah. But it can be easy also, So I kind of mess up a lot in my life. Yeah.
It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. Yes.
Okay.
And you learn from your mistakes.
Yes.
And you gonna get better. After mistake and just kind of fix yourself. So it's not easy, but it is easy because where we're from, we see church like it's like you say chores, right? In English, chores, right? It's chores or chores? Chores,
Oh,
chores.
Yeah, chores, exactly. Yeah. So it's like, you have to pick up trash, you have to... No, that's not Christianity, that's not what it's about. Right. It's about you and God, Yeah. Right now I'm going to American church and people pray, people attend churches, people sing, people do stuff, But the way we do things, it's bad. I don't like how we do things, You just say about your parents, right? Yeah.
I love this guy.
Yeah.
No, like he's just
y'all bringing the logic.
He's bringing the logic to ourselves. Like
so
a lot of
she's expected to be perfect. You cannot drink. You cannot go out. You cannot dress certain stuff because
you cannot swim.
Yeah, you cannot.
Yeah, I can't go. I really cannot go to the pool. I've never been to the pool.
That's not controversial. What about you? Because this, some people are serving church. Jessica, what about you?
I'm agreeing with Chris again. I
For the
definitely.
first time.
No, this is like my third time being with you. This guy
Yes, you're
speaking
agreeing with me
facts.
too.
No, you
No.
Oh, okay.
He's speaking facts. Like he
Yeah.
really is. For me, it's easier for me to follow like Christ here than back home. Like because like, then again, this is where I got saved.
Right.
I grew up as a Catholic where it was all about works. Like I didn't even know that you could have a personal relationship with God. I'm here thinking like God is supposed to be this person you're supposed to be afraid of. Like to be honest, we in the African culture we see God the way that we see our own fathers. Because we come in a household where it's like your father is strict and you have to like respect your parents in this way. You don't question your parents, right? You can't express how you feel. But then like when I really truly got to know like God, like my God, like my father, my friend, you know, that's when I was like, wow, this is a relationship. I could literally be in the shower and talk to God. I can go to work and talk to God. I don't have to like, that's what it means to have a relationship with God. It's not, oh, I have to go to church to talk to God, right? But in the African culture, we're actually taught about God like that. Like there's a certain place and time where you can talk to God.
Pastors.
Like, right. I've even noticed that like when it comes down to evangelism, let's be honest, how many children in Africa are not going to be like, who are actually brave enough to go tell somebody about Jesus?
That's true.
How often do you see that? But over here, you see it a lot. You see kids going on missions trips, and I'm like, wow, I never knew any of that growing up. I just knew about serving in church, and that's the only place that you can do it. I didn't know church was the people. I didn't know you can bring this to work wherever you go. I didn't know you can do it on an airplane. I just thought you can only talk about Jesus here. I didn't even know I could evangelize to people at school. Like
I'm not gonna cut you off. You know, I heard that too. Also, there's like people there in church, right? And whenever the church is finished or is done, they're gonna curse out outside.
Oh, we done with us.
You know, like
it's like this is my back.
You know, so that's how we view Christianity as African. You know, and that's not
And
Christianity.
then, Jimmy, if I can add something about what they say about, look, I'm going to say this about that, right? It's just like a relationship with God is having on a person. Me, I'm the kind of person, like he said, like the difference by being yourself and being with parents. Used to go to church because that was a regular thing we used to do on a daily basis. So every Sunday we got to go to church, right? So I was only going to church because we have to go to church. So, and I had to learn this. Now, why do I go to church?
That's right.
Sometimes I go to church and I come back home, they ask me, what did you even talk about church?
I don't even know.
And I had to now build a relationship between me and the God. When you have that relationship, I'm telling you, you're going to be you more than the people expect. Like everybody here, I would just expect us to be who they want us to be. They're like building a design. They want you to be like this. So there's a difference. Now when you're trying to, there's something about African parents. When you're trying to show them who you really want to be, they don't want to hear that. They want you to be who they want you to be. And then now learning, just growing up with them, I'm like, hey, I'm thankful I have parents that teach me God. I say, I'm thankful for that.
Straight up for that.
Now the way you're teaching me God, I'm learning now how am I going to teach my kids
about God.
Wow.
Like me, if I can just add a little bit about it, I think it was very difficult at first for me. Because not only am I a Christian, but I'm also like the first generation of like servant in my family. Because I come from a family like, my mom believed in God. We went to church, but nobody truly served God. And the thing is, the time where I actually met Christ, this is the time when I was about to walk out of church. Because I told God, you cannot tell me there's an African Holy Spirit and there's a American Holy Spirit. Because that was just me thinking back then. I'm not talking against a hierarchy or any conventions. But what I was noticing a lot of hypocrisy. But here's the thing though, there's hypocrisy everywhere. Like you cannot use the hypocrisy as a reason for you not to get close to God. I personally think that it is everyone's duty to be against their own conscience and choose if they're gonna walk with God, which is the way of life, or walk however they want, which is the way of death. Now, it takes like a lot of time an agreement and agreeing to disagree with a lot of like conventional ideas out there, especially in the Congolese Christian community. Like there are certain things I just had to sit down, like, I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it. But then I serve God. Now, I don't want to go to a place and people will say that, oh, what are you teaching other people because you're a servant of God, but you don't agree with our rules, which I think, sir, some of them are like cultural. They're not practical. They don't help anyone get close to God, because it's like it's easy to go out there and judge a person based on their lifestyle, but are you just presenting them with a choice? Okay, this is Jesus, like she said. Like, speak about Jesus, because at the end of the day, the biggest thing in this life, God gave us a will. That's even the reason why so many people are not going to go to heaven, because
He said,
God,
I give you
God
life and death.
acknowledges the fact that you can choose to be with him. But we focus so much on like changing how people should be instead of actually showing them who can change them. And that was like my biggest thing. And even like as a servant, I had to like shut myself so many times because I didn't want to be too controversial. But I learned to respect hierarchy. But I do believe that this is like a new era for a new generation to bring Jesus. And we're going to bring it the way God wants us to. Amen. Anyways, Ines, I want to hear you.
Yes, me too. I haven't heard her.
So also,
Yes.
you guys
Yes.
already talk, and my part, the thing I like with American church is like you can find someone American Christian. She will tell you, I pray but I can go to the discotheque. I pray I can drink. I pray but maybe I live with my boyfriend or my girlfriend. But when you go to African church, you will find someone who tell you, okay, I pray, I don't go to the discotheque, I don't do this, but
Fake.
they do.
Behind the back.
Behind the back.
What's the pin? What's the house?
And then,
Okay, just a disclaimer, because there are some Congolese people watching us here and a lot of viewers. We love the principles that were established, but we're
this is
speaking
the
truth.
Yeah,
truth.
speaking
This is
facts.
the
You have to know the
reality.
truth in order for you to advance.
Yes,
You
like
can't
this
keep
is the
hiding in the dark.
reality. Like a
Yeah.
lot of Christians, ask a lot of Christians, they're not like
and
worldly singers.
it's
Like,
easy for them to save them than people who try to show like I'm a Christian and I don't do this, but I'm really do this
Yeah.
when
Yes.
people are not with me.
Hypocrisy.
Like, can you imagine this? Something, right? Me, when I used to go to church, y'all know how I dress. I dress big stuff. I dress fashion. That's me.
time, man.
It's time. Time,
I'm
boys.
saying, like, yo, y'all know I just so.
Go big
I
or
was
go
really
home.
like, people used to judge me for the way I dress. Like, man, when I go to American church, bro,
Nobody
I
judges
feel, bro,
you.
I feel comfortable because I'm just over there like, I'm really, like, I feel like I am somewhere they want me to be. You know what I mean? That's what I always tell people, right? One day I was with my friends. He's a pastor kid, right? And then people was judging him. Why? Because actually there was a party of a friend. My friend went there too. So if they like, I don't go to a lot of parties, but when it's somebody who mean a lot to me, I will be there. And then we did put some snap video and everything. One of the person gonna come back talking about, I was like, excuse me. So Lily na come like this, book out the music one, but you're in time. And like, it's not even my party. Like, expectation from people. I'm saying this. A lot of them are my African people or American people. Whatever. Stop. Instead of you judging each other, what about come to your sister? Hey, let me talk to you real quick. This is what you should do. This is what you should do. I'm not saying I'm not judging you, but how do you do it? Don't come to somebody. If you're coming to me to judge me, you better come with a solution. Because if you're not coming with a solution, I'm just saying.
Here's my thing, though. Not to cut you off. My thing is this: there's a there's a difference between being Christian and spiritual, and you can be both. My thing is this: we keep on arguing about doctrines. That's even why one thing Prophet Tatu said. We keep on arguing about doctrine, but if you sit everyone that argues, those who wear earrings and are not, those who wear like things, short stuff or not, who can speak about Jesus? Because that's the real deal. Like, tell me about Jesus. Jesus is coming. He's coming for a bride. You know, last time I was in my room, right, I was like, God, how can you tell me that people do miracles and works and they will miss heaven? God told me it's not about sin because I already paid the price. If you fall, you can repent. It's about you not choosing the will of God. And a lot of us, like, because of orthodox ideas and conventions, again, I have nothing against it. I serve God myself, but we shut down the move of God in the life of so many many people just for the sake of like upholding cultural standards or like cultural stigmas and stereotypes. You know what? I'm gonna come.
You know?
But
Look what even say. We literally switch up. We literally took like 12 minutes just talking about Christian. Like the really subject is about coming to America. Get it together.
Exactly. So
Coming to
anyway, we have
America.
like 5 more minutes left. So my last question before we wrap it up is like, what change would you like to see in America?
Okay.
Because now we live here in America, and this is our country.
Yeah.
Yeah, for me, the way they think
Yeah, okay.
Really?
about
Speaking-
some. Yes, because the way I think and the way some people are thinking, it's really different. Usually when you want to date someone, they see things really different the way I can see it.
Baby
So I
daddy.
would like, yeah. So
They're just like, not coming this way.
yeah, that's for me. Because I see some people like, okay, that's my approach. So
Really?
yeah.
What about you, Jessica?
I think in every single continent, man, I think everybody can change something. So it's like, even if I do have to talk about things that people in America have to change, necessarily it doesn't really matter. The way that I just see it is that every human being just needs to
Change.
needs to get it together. Like that's just the way that I see it. Like, I go to Africa, I complain. I come to America, I complain. I go everywhere and I complain because you're dealing with human beings who are just full of sin, and man, everybody's gonna get on your nerves, right? That's just like how human beings are. But what could America change? If we're are we like speaking about like for immigrants?
Just in general.
Just in general.
Just in general.
But mostly our people.
Yeah.
Because that's our audience, right?
Oh, you can think about it. We're gonna go to Anna.
This is also one of the reasons why I want to be a lawyer. The number one thing that American can change is that injustice for Black people. And now I'm not like I'm gonna say this: all rights for human, yes, yada yada yada. But the one that we see the most is the injustice towards Black people. And like I was reading a few books because I have a summer class on criminology, and those books, if you really read how Black people were treated, you would want to cry. Like, I was reading that book and I began to bawl, and like if you see that book, it's just full of tears because that was just like the most unfair thing. Like, you had people being lynched and burned and being followed and being hanged for things that they did not do. Like, they were falsely accused of things just because of the color of their skin. So that's the one thing that I really want to change, and I'm praying that by the grace of God that I will bring some kind of movement to that injustice.
Amen. You should have it. What about you, Ty? What change do you want to see in America?
Oh, change I want to see in America. Like most of y'all, look, I love here because each one of y'all have a small mindset that I love, right? And y'all really touching some really basics. Since y'all touching about the whole America, America is built by each one of us, right? So America is each one of us. Us together, we build America. So I want to talk to you on it, like really you right there.
Okay.
The change got to start by yourself. Look at yourself. What kind of decision do you make, right? Look at yourself and start working on that. Before just tell me about America. It's your decision that you make that changes America. So what I'm going to tell a lot of people is, look at every decision we're making nowadays. Everything we're doing nowadays, that is what is affecting the America, right? That is what affecting our lifestyle, our community and everything like that. I'm not gonna blame you. We're talking about Black people, whatever. What is the Black people view that we give to people? How we look at, like, you know, they're treating us like that because we give them something. You know what I mean? So that's something right there. I don't want to break it down here.
I see where you're coming
but
from,
I'm just saying, like, work on yourself. What decision you're making? A lot of like my Congolese people, my African people. Who do you want to be? You coming off, you here in America, you want to be American. You want to be whatever you want to be. It's okay. It's okay. But you got to think about this. The next 5 or 3 years, it's only going to be you right here. All those friends right here, maybe they're not even going to be here anymore. I never knew Ines when I got to America. I never knew her or her.
Ines.
I'm sorry. I never knew her.
You were so deep in that you just got started seeing different faces.
What about you, Chris? What change do you want to see in America?
So, I like this question because it's something we're working on.
Okay.
Wow. So whatever she said, I like it. Whatever you say, I like it. So I have the answer, right? So that's me. My answer is people, right? Okay. Black
Let's talk
people.
about how shy he is. He's
Black
so shy.
Yeah, black people should be or should get educated, right? So, and that's that's the problem, and because we're not educated, they can come and tell you, you know what, you're going for 10 years. That's perpetuity forever. Go. You can't defend yourself because
You don't have
You don't
any
know
you don't have a
that.
background. You know what I'm saying? So, and unfortunately, I'm just seeing also with our, brothers and sisters who are from where we're from, and they just, kind of following that step away, just like, oh, I want to be American. I want to put loud music and chill and smoke and
Give me a
do
baby
this
daddy.
and- Exactly, but I think the solution is to help people to be educated, and I'm not talking about going to school. No. I'm talking about being educated,
That's true.
mindset.
It's really like
The way of thinking.
directing what you like in a good way, Sorry, but I posted something on my Snapchat 2 days ago. I even said, hey, if you're good at sex, you can educate people. Yes.
If you're good in
man.
construction,
Sorry.
you can educate people.
No,
Yeah, if
we're in America, okay? So don't
Yeah.
try to, we adult. I'm just saying, you can educate people, and c'est pas un tabou en fait. Je sais pas pourquoi vous pensez comme un tabou, mais c'est pas un tabou. You can educate people in many ways, Just educate yourself and put it out there to help other people who are struggling, It can be construction, it can be religious, it can be,
Social media.
Social media, There's a lot of things out there. So people should just educate themselves so they can help other people, or so they can help themselves as well. So that's my thought, I'm sorry si j'ai dit quelque chose qui
Oh,
n'est-
no, you're
No,
fine.
you're
So,
good.
Pretty
Yeah.
much,
Yeah.
just to wrap things
Yeah.
up because we're almost done.
They're gonna cut it out. It's
Of
okay.
course.
No, they won't cut it off. He
He
didn't say nothing.
It's not even about
Sorry,
being
can I
taboo or
just add?
anything. Yes,
sorry.
because
But
you never
y'all
get
being
like-
African right now. Y'all being African, but it's okay,
They are.
No, we're
Yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about
Y'all being
the
African.
But
It's okay.
Jessica,
I
come
get
on.
it.
Yeah.
all
So,
good.
just to I guess close off this question, I'm gonna agree with Chris again, but I'm gonna agree with all of you. I think since we're talking about coming to America, maybe the change that I want to see when we're talking about coming to America is how us as Africans could actually come here and educate the Black community, right? And not just the Black community, but everybody. Because the reality is, it doesn't matter what color you are. We're not just brothers. Because I've seen it's true. A lot of African Americans, they're usually like, oh, that's my brother and that's my sister, just because we're the same skin color. But the reality is, let's be honest. There's this huge thing between African Americans and Africans.
That's true.
That's
Do you guys hang out with
Yeah.
African Americans? No, you
Not
guys
a
don't.
lot.
No, I
You
don't
guys
really,
hang out
yeah.
with your African
African
people.
brothers, yeah.
Because the reality is, I don't understand African Americans.
I do not.
We don't.
Yeah. We just have,
their-
a difference.
I love
But-
them.
and I
understanding.
hate that when it comes down to Black Lives Matter and all this other stuff, we're always oh yeah, Black Lives Matter, blah blah blah. But then it's the way that I see it, it's a very corrupted, and it causes division. The reality is, everybody needs to know that your identity is in Christ. No matter what anybody says about you, what anybody thinks about you. But the whole Black Lives Matter thing and all this just creating and division thing kind of shows people that God is not in control. But it doesn't matter what somebody thinks about you, what somebody says about you, because no matter what, God is in control. That's just how I see it.
That's true.
A cop stops me, I'm like, yes sir, no sir. Because the reality is, I'm not gonna argue with you. I want to go home. I'd rather save my life than to sit here and argue with you. That's it. I don't want to talk about anybody's experience. That's my experience, and that's why we're all here, is because we're just sharing our experience. But the reality is, we need to find a way where we could all come together and educate one another about each other's culture.
Wow.
But at the end of the day, culture
very
doesn't
deep.
matter. The reality is, how do we share the gospel with other people?
Exactly.
Wow,
Right?
that's very good.
Which leads me to actually what the change I want to see in America. I am personally well aware, because I'm an adult, that not everyone is Christian, that not everybody will share Christian values. But one thing that I would like for us, a change I would like to see in America is to, I would like to see moral, religious values back. Because I feel like as long as there is a set of standard, people will still make their decision to act otherwise. That's on them. But it helps keep order. Because let's be honest, a lot of us, we come from Africa, right? Because we come from countries that were like more than 50% of people were Christians, or like there was some type of religion involved, even if we were not necessarily the most like pious children, but we were always like walking, I would say, in some sort of like, okay, we were not in any shape of aberration. So that's definitely one thing I think America is lacking. If you see a preacher that wants to preach about sanctification and condemn any type of thing, as long as he's not promoting hatred, he's just speaking his opinion, let him speak. Because at the end of the day, people are going to make their decision. So I think that freedom of speech, we were not even realizing it, but we're starting to shift it to only one group of people. Yes, they can be whatever they want, let them be. That's their decision. But for us who also chose to walk in the way of God, in the way of Christ, let us also express ourselves freely. So this is the end of the conversation. No, she said she started it. The thinking, she started everything. So like this is the end of our conversation. I want to hear if you guys have anything to say, like as a last word. Happy 4th of July to our fellow Americans. Anything?
July, man, y'all be good over there.
So just in 30 seconds, please, just say one last word.
You can start.
Sure. I just want to say that, like, it doesn't, like, I think the real Independence Day for me is the fact that Jesus came, he died on the cross, and I am free. That's my independence.
Thank you.
Yes.
My Independence Day is not June 30th, not July 4th. Y'all know 30 juin.
Yeah.
That's not my independence. My independence is truly what Jesus did on the cross. And just to be polite, I'm just going to say, like, happy 4th, because that's just me being polite. But my independence is every single day. So
exactly.
That's just it.
That's some
Yeah, I really like what she said, but also happy 4th of July to everyone. Yeah, that's really, I don't know.
The land of the free. What about you, Ty?
Hi guys, like I was saying,
Why you said it like that?
I'm just saying this because I'm trying to be serious right now. Happy 4th of July on all my American friends out there, all my American people out there. Y'all doing great, and please don't get too drunk. I'm a baby child. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That's been good, yeah.
Thank you. What about you, Chris?
I have nothing to say, honestly. Just a big thank you to everyone, you know, for participating, saying good things, and happy 4th of July to everyone.
You, Ines?
Happy Independence Day, everyone.
Like, I definitely agree. I definitely agree with Jessica. I mean, this is the land of the free. I personally think we should freely choose to walk in the way of God. That's all I got to say. My church side had to come out. Anyways, thank you so much, guys, for being on the set with me. I know this conversation is not over, but we have to let go of the audience right here. Guys, please make sure, if you haven't already, subscribe, like, and comment, and also DM us. All their information are going to be also in the description box. We definitely want to be able to hear from you. Oh, my camera's right there. Sorry. We definitely want to be able to hear from you. Please make sure you reach out to us. We do respond. I know Ines does respond as well. So thank you so much, guys.
Yes, don't forget to share.
That was a good one. Bye. Thank you.